Follow me as I travel through one of China's most disputed regions, looking at life through a lens to better understand the people, the places, and the culture of Xinjiang. To learn more about employment opportunities, I'm going to look at two industries, agriculture and food, by visiting three enterprising businesses. So the first stop on my tour today, I'm at Shuifa in Shulu County, which is an agriculture planting facility. I'm stood on the roof of one of the many greenhouses here. I'm going to go down, speak to some of the technicians, see if I can sneak a few snacks for the journey to my next destination.
我们山东这边，然后这个农业比较发达，所以我们就把我们农业方面的先进技术带到新疆来，然后在新疆进行推广。我认为，就是因为这个东西在内地相对成熟了。 在这边的话，光照条件又比较好，我认为这个技术在这边的话，可能会有比较大的一个空间。
This entire facility has about 1,000 greenhouses, and this one greenhouse can produce 3,800 tomato plants, and each plant can deliver about 8 kilos of tomatoes. And what makes it so special and why they can produce so much, which they can do twice a year, by the way, that's 2 harvests, is because they don't use traditional soil, they use condensed coconut shells, a technique that they use in different parts of China and also England as well. So I can take this now, I'm going to pick this and I just need to give it a wipe because there's no chemicals on it. There's no chemicals. So it could be like any other tomato in China or a tomato from good old England. Oh wow. That's really good. Really nice and sweet. After the field, it's to the factory. But it's lunchtime, and those tomatoes weren't going to keep my hunger away for long.
这个里边你看啊，有打囊工人的，然后有这个运输原料的，什么面粉呀这些，还有把这个馕配送到各个这个不管是学校也好，还是小区里边也好，这些配送人员。其他的呢，还有一些相关的辅助的服务人员，比如说还有我们的销售人员，就是推广的人员，还有一些那其他的了，就是每个公司都会有的什么财务呀、行政呀这些，还有其他的。
So it's lunchtime and no tour of Xinjiang would be complete without trying the famous naan bread. Now this facility actually produces 18 different flavors, and I've got a smorgasbord here of different types. We've got some olive and chive, we've got some spicy, we've got some plain, we've got some garlic, which is very famous, some garlic bread. But I'm going to try the rose jam here. So I'm just going to try a bit of this because I've got a bit of a sweet tooth, if you know me. So here we go. Hang out there. This facility produces 500,000 naan per day, bringing in a value of 1.5 million yuan. 180,000 of that product shipment either stays here to be sold or is shipped via e-commerce to different parts in China. The large majority actually stays in the region and gets shipped to schools, villages and local businesses. And of course, two has been left behind for me. To complete my tour, I've stopped at Nanda Agriculture Limited. Nanda utilizes resources from primary, secondary and tertiary industries. The company produces at least 300 metric tons of milk and related foods per day.
我到现在11年这个过程中没发现不同的待遇或者什么的。他们对于每一位员工，我们车间里都有维族的、汉族的、塔吉克族的，还有柯尔克孜族的都有。我们公司对他们都是一模一样的待遇。我们有多大能力，有上哪个岗位都可以，就我们能干哪个活儿就干哪个事情都可以，付出的多少就得到的多少。
Nanda Agriculture Limited is a great example of a thriving industrial production and supply chain, from the field to the factory and then to the consumer. It's also a great example of employment opportunities here in Xinjiang. This company employs around 800 people, and 80% of them are from ethnic groups, which in turn is another good example of diverse employment opportunities here in Xinjiang. These three companies reflect official state figures. From 2014 to 2019, the total number of people employed in Xinjiang rose from 11.35 million to 13.3 million, an increase of 17.2%. I hope these examples show you a side to Xinjiang that's not reported in the news. Workers and factories like this don't exist in skewed accounts of Xinjiang because they don't fit the anti-China narrative. Nor will you hear about how China is a member state of the International Labour Organization, or how it's working in line with the United Nations 2030 Sustainable Development Goals, one of which is increased employment opportunities for all. It's all worthy of consideration when you're trying to separate fact from fiction. But that's all from me for this episode. Thanks for watching.